Hello, welcome to Tips on Teens. This is Kent Toussaint, licensed marriage and family therapist and clinical director of Teen Therapy Center in Woodland Hills. I come to you live every Wednesday at noon to answer your parenting questions. You can message us here on Facebook or email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. And let's jump right into this week's question. My daughter is starting to give up on school. She's always been a good student, but she's falling behind this semester. She says she'll never get to a good college because the only way to get there is by cheating. She thinks that the recent college admission scandal is how people get to good universities. I'm trying to convince her that with hard work, she can get to the schools that she likes, but she can't just give up. How do I help her stay motivated? So I think this whole college cheating scandal has been a real eye-opener for a lot of us. And I know that people here in the West Valley community have been affected by it too. I think it's the outlier though. And I think it is the exception to the rule. I think most teens and kids and young adults who get into college get in on their merit. But what I think is really important is that you and your daughter continue this conversation. Keep this conversation going. I think that's really important because there's something going on. There's some kind of emotional need that's not being met and she's reacting. And the reason why I say this is I don't think the college scandal is the problem here. That's just my hunch. I think it's the distraction. I think there's something else going on. And she may not know what it is, you may not know what it is, and it may take a lot more conversation to figure out what that is. Is it that she's overloaded and she's doing too much? Does she have 5 APs and soccer and piano and all these other activities and she just doesn't have enough time to keep up? Another thing, I've worked with a lot of really smart kids in my time as a child and teen therapist. And a lot of times when I see what happen is kids will go through and they're smart and they're told they're smart and school is easy. They don't have to try. They just show up and get A's. Boom, 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 boom. It's no sweat. And they hit a certain point in school where just being smart isn't good enough. And they've never built that muscle to do well in school. For example, like if you're a track runner, the kid who's just really naturally fast but doesn't have to try, he just shows up and just wins the track meets. But the kid who's naturally a little slower, but who works on his form, works on the fundamentals and practices, that kid's going to be the faster runner eventually. And is going to pass by that naturally fast kid who's not really trying. And so I think it's really important that we help kids who have internalized, oh, easy means I'm smart. And so if it's not easy, that means I'm not smart, which means I can't do it. And it's really important to help kids work through that to find their motivation to say, no, this is uncomfortable to work hard, but I got to work through that. Just like the track runner who runs and gets tired, but starts running through that exhaustion and keeps running to realize, oh, wow, I can keep running even when it doesn't feel like I can. So it's really important that we help this young lady work through whatever's going on, and I think it's really important that she has you in her corner, she has a therapist, or talk to your teachers, figure out what is really getting in the way. Could be something not school-related at all. Could be that she's feeling left out by her friends and there's an emotional thing going on and now she just can't focus on school. So it's really important, again, to figure out what's really going on. And I think when you figure out what the core problem is, then you can deal with it. But again, be with her in her corner, and her performance in school is less important than her emotional health. And one thing about the whole college scandal thing I'm really glad came out is I saw a lot of professionals talking about it. It doesn't really matter what university you go to for undergrad. What matters is how you do college. Whether you go to CSUN or Harvard, if you really trying to excel, you'll do great. And again, CSUN's a really good university. It just happens to be in our backyard. So people are going to go, CSUN. It's a really good school. People all over the country fly out to go to CSUN because it's a well-known university in the country. So make sure you're there in her corner. Support her. Be there for her because her relationship with you is more important than her 4.0 GPA. Her relation with you helps her. If she feels loved by you, she is better able to love herself. And if she loves herself, she can motivate herself to do anything. So that's it. That's the question of the day. It's possible that I may not be here next week. My wife's about to give birth to a baby, so I may be off for 2 weeks. So if you don't see me for 2 weeks, that's what's going on. But I'll be back right after that. I could be back next week. We don't know. Just depends on when the baby's born. But we'll find out. Anyways, if you have more questions, email us or message us here. You can email us again at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. For an archive of these, go through our Facebook page or go to our website, teentherapycenter.com. And I will see you guys next week, and keep sending in those questions. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.